It's just after 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to be going out to review my first ever car. Well, my first real review of a car. And the car that I'm going to be reviewing is, well, one of the most anticipated cars to have come out in 2019. And it's right here in my garage. So by now you probably figured out that I'm not driving a hot hatch or a supercar, but an SUV. And yes, you are right. This is the Volkswagen T-Cross. Now you're probably thinking, Ty, what are you talking about? How's this the most anticipated car of 2019? But let me just put it into perspective for you, right? So the rest of the world, like us here in South Africa, are SUV mad. And we know they come in different shapes and sizes and all kinds of things. So when Volkswagen announced that they're going to be expanding their current SUV range to include a compact SUV, the whole world took note because of the great success of the Tiguan and also the Touareg. So everybody was super excited, and in 2019 when the car was launched, it was launched to great fanfare and everybody across the world gave it rave reviews. Everybody thought that this was definitely the bee's knees, and even won locally in South Africa the car of the year in the SUV compact range market. The Volkswagen T-Cross currently in South Africa comes into two different trim levels. You're able to get them in the Comfort Line range, which is the car that I'm driving right now, and also the Highline. Both of them have the same 1-liter TSI 85 kilowatt turbocharged engine. Comes with 200 Newton meters of torque, and it has a 7-speed DSG gearbox. There's also the 1.5 turbo Highline, which comes out with 110 kilowatts. That will be available real soon. But let's get back to this one. So 85 kilowatts, 200 Newton meters of torque, 7-speed DSG gearbox. And it all sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Because guess what? It is. This car is using the same platform as the locally produced Volkswagen Polo. It uses the same MQB platform, which means that obviously the car has been tried and tested, but there are very much different things that happens on this car. The car is about 200 mils longer. It's the same width, but it is definitely higher. Talking about the driving, overall, it's very easy. Getting up to highway speeds is simple, it's very quick. And then when you're needing to overtake, it's just so smooth. You put your foot down, the car shifts, and whoop, off you go. Yep, I made up. Whoop. Because that's really how easy it is for you to kind of get past someone else. So now you're thinking, based on the Polo, kind of the same size, is it going to feel the same on the inside? And we know the Polo is very comfortable on the inside. Here's the funny thing though, this one is a lot more comfortable. And let me tell you why. Because I'm convinced that somehow Volkswagen created some sort of, Narnia type magic inside of this car, because it just feels huge and ginormous. The space is, I can't describe it. It feels a lot bigger than what the car looks on the outside. There's space everywhere. Easily 2 grown-ups can sit at the back. And if you put kids in the back, it's going to be even easier. Boot space, there's over 340 liters. I still don't understand how they measure liters in it. But anyways, 340 liters in the boot. But it does have a trick up its sleeve. You're able to move the rear seats forward, which means it creates more space. At the same time, it's got a trick floor. Trick floor, you say? Well, what it is that you're able to drop the floor a little bit lower, which means that it creates more space as well, and you're able to drop the seats down to a 60-40 split, meaning that you're able to load a lot longer things in. I loaded my tent in there to see if it will fit, and easily, and I've got a 12-man tent. Let's talk about the interior. It's great. As mentioned, everything is just where it's supposed to be. If you look at the actual controls on the car, everything is great. It fits where it needs to be, right on the steering wheel, nowhere far to reach. It's all right by your hands, and it's clearly visible and in your eye line. So, in conclusion, look, I'm not a motor journalist. I don't know everything about cars. I don't know how to fix them. I know how to change a tire, and I know how to put in oil and water. That's about it when it comes to cars. With all that said, I absolutely love cars. I love everything about it. I love the connection it creates with you as an individual. Why? Because it's that first real form of freedom that you get, man. You know, where you'll be able to go wherever you want to at any time. And that's what this car, it still allows me to feel. It allows me to feel that, well, I can go anywhere, that I can take my family anywhere in it, and they'll be safe. And that's ultimately what you want, right? You want to feel safe no matter where you go, and you want to feel comfortable. And that's what this car does. It's good looking. It drives really well. It's really affordable. And overall, it's just lekker.